He's been a part of the USC football community for over 30 years, and he's won a Super Bowl. But today, he's talking about what's coming next. This is The Chat. For USC Annenberg Media, I'm Connor McGlynn. In the studio today with three-time NFL Pro Bowler and two-time first-team All-American wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn, football season's back. You excited?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Connor. Yeah, you get to, enjoy the late summer into the fall. You've been waiting for it all year long, both college and professional. So I'm pretty excited about what's ahead, I guess, to say the least.
There you go.
Especially in terms of USC. I want to really see what they have to offer for this season.
What's ahead is always the question on everyone's mind. And with USC coming off of a pretty above average performance, some would say, last season, heading into this year, a lot of young talent especially. What are some of your expectations? I know you're one of the more vocal alumni.
Well, I think for the most part they came out of the stumbling blocks last year, playing a Alabama team that eventually got to the Final Four and into the championship against Clemson. So when you look at that measuring stick, you say, okay, we started off slow, but we caught fire, and then we made a nice little run toward the end of the season, and we finished off everything. Winning the Rose Bowl against Penn State. So I'm looking forward to them starting where they finished. The young talent, learning how to play and be, I guess you could call it professionals on the collegiate level and really, truly just try and dominate college football.
With USC coming in as a projected top 5 team, is it national championship or bust with them?
No, I don't think so. I think in the second year of Clay Helton, learning everything, I think if they can win the Pac-12, get to a major BCS or is it still the BCS?
No, it's not. It's just college football playoff now.
If they can just get if they can get to like one of the major bowls,
right.
If they somehow finish 5 or 6 in the playoff picture, then I think that's still a successful season. Although the goal is to get into the Final Four. Now there's only 4 teams that can do it, and SC could be on the outside looking in, or they could be on the inside looking out. It just depends on how they tackle the season and take care of business.
So a New Year's 6 game would be a success.
That's what it's New Year's 6.
The New Year's 6.
Yeah, I think the New Year's 6 would be a success.
Okay. Well, one of the guys that's obviously leading that charge is Sam Darnold. He has gathered pretty much all of the media attention this offseason heading into the year. As somebody who's he has campaigns going, suck for Sam for a projected #1 overall pick. You yourself were a #1 overall pick going to the Jets, who many think might be able to get Sam Darnold this year. What type of advice do you give to a guy dealing with that type of pressure?
Well, I think he just got to enjoy college football as a starter. He only started 9 games for USC last year. 9 games. I mean, just 9 games. And it's not like he played an entire season. But enjoy college football. Enjoy the moment. Keep your eye on the prize and the task at hand. And your ultimate goal for me would be to get the team into the championship game, win the Pac-12, the Rose Bowl, or whatever that big situation is that in front of you, and not worry about who is trying to lose games in the NFL to draft you. Because at the end of the day, Sam Darnold may not even be the top quarterback off the board.
Well, it's his ability to spread the ball around. This year, he doesn't have really that one USC receiver that people are accustomed to. There's no Juju Smith-Schuster, no Nelson Aguilar, no Marquise Lee. But instead, they have a plethora of talent throughout the depth chart. How does that kind of change things up when you don't really have the #1 guy?
Well, I think the #1 guy for them is Deontay Burnett, a guy who people just really, because he's played the last 2 years under the shadows of kind of like a Juju Smith. But all for the last 2 years, all I could do is say that's the best receiver on the team. Because when you play the position, you know how guys move around and what they're capable of doing. And I think him and Sam Darnold's connection in the Rose Bowl or throughout the year when he took over certainly gave you a glimpse of promising future for that young man. And a bunch of younger guys, but the one guy that you pay attention to the most is the tight end, Abuba Bouye.
Or Bebe?
Bebe or whatever his name is, the tight end, but also Burnett.
Well, let's transition a little bit to your path. Obviously, you grew up just within a baseball throw
Yeah.
of the campus.
Literally a baseball throw. One of my apartment buildings overlooked the baseball field.
Well, there you go. So as somebody that was a ball boy at USC, that came around campus all the time, what was it like for you after stepping foot on campus as a transfer from West LA to be able to walk into the Coliseum and feel that emotion of, I'm playing for USC?
You know, it was somewhat a bit of an emotion because you finally have arrived to the point where you get to play for your favorite team. It wasn't the Raiders, it wasn't the Rams, it wasn't the Dodgers or Lakers, it was USC because I had spent so much time on the campus as a kid. Now I had a chance to run out of the Coliseum. And I remember we were opening up against Washington. And so I had a chance to kind of walk down on the field and be in the Coliseum as a player and not as a spectator. So it was one of those heartfelt moments that will last with me forever.
Well, there you have it. USC football kicks off first week of September over at the LA Coliseum against Western Michigan, as Keyshawn said earlier. And for more information, you can always follow along at www.uscannenbergmedia.com.